your reference to being entrepreneurial makes me think about how we make decisions on whether or not we're going to serve as trustee, whether or not we can. And I've talked over a long time about three kind of core things that I pay attention to. We pay attention to really. One is, do we think we can do a good job? And if we don't think we can, we probably shouldn't do the work, right? We should probably turn that down. And we have had to do that at times over the years. Can we get our arms around the risk? There is risk inherent in serving as a trustee, and we need to know that we can mitigate and manage the risk that comes to us. And there are a lot of different things that present risk. Different kinds of assets in particular do. Maybe a beneficiary's circumstances do, or a family's situation might. And then third, can we be paid fairly for it? And trust law requires us to have reasonable compensation. We're nowhere near some fees that you might see, in particular in the brokerage world, for example. So those are things that we pay attention to. But you and I are also involved in a part of the organization called the Trust Administration Committee. Can you comment about how the Trust Administration Committee works and how we make our decisions and why we're entrepreneurial in that regard even?
Right. So we are required to, by committee, entertain new accounts that might be coming to us, and if we're going to accept them or not. And that Trust Administration Committee serves that purpose. It also serves the purposes of looking at budgeting and distribution requests by beneficiaries that might not be part of the budget. But that aside, on the front end, I think it really goes to what are we looking at when we're entertaining a new account. And again, we're not leading by dollars. It's certainly relevant. But unlike many other financial institutions, we don't begin with, you have to have this much in assets,
or we
won't even talk to you. And a reverse of that is, well, we'll entertain talking to you, but our minimum fee is this much, which is basically a no. Right. So we don't have a minimum amount that we require to be under management or a minimum fee that we will charge. That being said, we really take time to obtain information specific to that situation, that beneficiary. Who is it? Who's involved with that beneficiary? What are their circumstances? That would include where are they living? How is that supported? What other resources do they have available? Is this going to be collaborative? Is it not going to be? Who are the other team players? And with all of that information, then we make an informed decision about, yes, we think this relationship can work, not just work, be positive.
Right.
That we can bring value and that value will be recognized and we can be fairly compensated with that arrangement.
Trust administrative committees, that's a statutory requirement, at least in Arizona. And other institutions also have to use trust administrative committees for their acceptance processes. Oftentimes, the people that are involved in those decisions are somewhere else, right? They're not close to the client. Whereas one of the things that differentiates us is that you and I are part of that process.
Yes.
And we don't have to go up the ladder, up inside the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union ladder for those decisions. They stop with the committee.
That's right. And so the committee consists of boots on the ground.
Right, boots on the ground, right.
We're all the ones in the trenches, so we are in the know. We're not removed from it. And it's also a nimble committee. I've encountered other institutions, well, we meet once a month on this date, so we can't entertain this until we meet again.
Right.
And so because we're small and mighty, we can be nimble and we can call the committee at any point in time if we need to and the circumstances merit to entertain the new account or the request or what have you. So we're able to accommodate within reason, whatever the timeline may be.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that brings value as well.
Yeah.
That's all behind the scenes and no one knows any better because of it. That's the point.
Right. And we want it to be easy for people to access us, easy to be able to get a hold of us, and that we're responsive in a timely manner. We're not waiting for that monthly committee to have something happen.
Yes.